Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. As I mentioned on the daily financial news this morning, Jonathan Twomley is feeling a little bit under the weather. Don't worry, I have a great network of friends that like to talk real estate, and I have a very exciting event coming up on September 25th that I am going to be a part of and that you should likely sign up for. Let's get into it. Yes, it will be a free event. It will be 6 hours in duration with great guest speakers. But let's hear from the creator, Mr. Tom Staub. How you doing, sir?
Michael Zuber, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for the invitation to be a part of this real estate investing conference.
Yep.
It's always fun to talk real estate, and you're putting on this event. You're spending a bunch of money, and it's gonna be free for those that attend. So why are you spending so much money just to educate folks?
Yeah, I mean, so some of the guests on there, right? Bill Danko, famous author, you're on there. Marco Santarelli. Brett Swartz, who has a really cool product called the Deferred Sales Trust. Brandon Hall, my CPA, Dana Dunford, who's on your, I mean, there's a lot of people coming, right? A lot of good content. I think in a world full of just clickbaity fluff, you and I are somewhat responsible, I think, to really provide everyone with real content, real strategy, real things that actually matter, and how we all, as successful entrepreneurs in real estate, navigate this crazy world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, I just want to highlight, thank you for the invitation. I look forward to coming. And I was just trying to pull up my email with the title that we agreed on that I'm going to talk about.
I won't be masterful on this. One thing about real estate entrepreneurs that I know of is we're not always best at naming things. So it's pretty straightforward. REI conference or real estate investing conference.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the name so I can get it right. It's basically building financial freedom via real estate while working a demanding full-time job.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Could you say what is in that book? One rental at a time. I mean, that's that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So
that's right.
So yeah, I mean, things that we're going to talk about is, how do you do it, right? Having a full-time job, raising a family. Oh, by the way, choosing a market that I don't live in and never lived in. That's very common for real estate investors. We're going to talk about, what do you do when the market shifts on you? We're going to talk about when lending stops. I mean, there's so many things that we can cover in this because we've been investing for 20 years and seen a lot.
Yep.
I like to say I've seen it all, but I mean, the market will always try to trip you up. So
well, I mean, there's other ones too, right? Marco Santarelli is going to talk about some good things. I mean, he's had a great career as well, and he's going to talk about why he's still bullish on real estate. Brandon Hall is going to be talking about the top 3 tax strategies. Again, Brent Swartz with the Deferred Sales Trust. I didn't even last year. I don't even
know what that is, so I'll be paying attention.
So powerful, it's phenomenal. Dana Dunford, who we know is a legend in her platform that she has. Bill Danko, the Millionaire Next Door. I mean, come on, legend, right?
Yeah.
And then we have a few others, right? I mean, you're talking about running a 200-door operation. I have a guy from Wall Street that I recently partnered with on really, how to look at deals. And so he's going to be presenting with me on how to do proper due diligence on deals.
Yep.
So all things that if you're really a savvy investor or want to be a savvy investor, you can take this skill set and apply it to hopefully your entire future. So
I've seen the list, but I didn't count. You have 9, 8?
9 speakers. Yeah.
9. I thought it was 9 speakers when I saw the layout. And again, it's going to be on September 25th from 9 to 3 p.m. Pacific
time. Yep.
Pacific. All right. So for folks out East, that's noon to 6. That's perfect, right? Kind of sits in. And the 25th, is that a Saturday? I think
it is a Saturday. And what's cool is in the end, not everyone, because not everyone's a real estate expert per se, but we're going to have a panel, an hour-long panel discussion where it's Q&A. The audience can chime in and say, hey, do you see a crash? Why not? Or what's with inflation? What's going on? Or whatever the question may be, we as a panel will be able to answer it. So, so it's
I love panels because you get different opinions. That's
great.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, you're a real estate investor watching my YouTube channel, you get stuff every day. What could they expect by committing 6 hours? What do you think they're going to get?
So each person I've actually asked each speaker to bring something free for everyone. Again, collateral. I know you're giving free books to the first 50 that sign up, which is very thankful for that. We have our own stuff, and I'm giving promo codes. Dana's giving some free stuff as well. So a lot of free things are happening. I mean, Brett Swartz charges like $400 an hour for his consultations.
Wow.
That's free. You want to learn about deferred sales trust? Free, right? So like, awesome. So there's a lot of free content. But again, I think if I were an investor really wanting to know how the pros do it, this is the event.
Yeah. So when I think about the lineup, and again, I don't know all these individuals in detail. You're going to get some. I think Bill Danko is going to be a surprise winner, right? Not a lot of today's investors, know how powerful the Millionaire Next Door is, right? Yeah. I have that book. I usually have it right in front of me. I probably brought it downstairs to read again. Yeah. But the Millionaire Next Door unlocks a lot. It basically educates you on the power of living below your means. It talks about owning assets or businesses. I mean, the Millionaire Next Door to me. I mean, I went through it again because you were lucky enough you were kind enough to invite me to speak with them. What was that? 6 months ago, 9 months ago, something? Yep. And so I went back and read it a couple of times. And basically Bill Danko's research says it is absolutely possible to get out of the rat race making 40, 50 grand a year. Documented stuff. And people don't realize that. People think it takes income. You and I you're in Texas now, but you were in the Valley for a long time and in tech. It is disgusting how many people work in tech and live paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, that's awful. Yeah.
So again, the Millionaire Next Door, Bill Danko is going to just light you up because again, in the book, it talks, and again, the book's written in the 80s, right? Which is so powerful.
Yep.
You can make 40 grand a year. And if you choose to live below your means and, pay yourself first and all that stuff people talk about, you can get out of the rat race. He documents and all the history. And it's like, no, you're not, your situation is not unique. You can do it.
100%. I mean, the guy sold 3 million copies for a reason.
Exactly.
So, I mean, no offense to you, Jibber. I know you're getting out there slowly, but 3 million is a lot of books.
Close.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah, I think I might be at 12 or 13,000 now.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So for everyone out there, it's reiconference.com. Really simple. You go there, you'll see who's speaking, what they're speaking about, their bios of who they are and what their success looks like. And it's going to be a good panel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be attending, obviously speaking, going to be part of the panel, but Bill Danko is a guy that I'm just, he's getting up there in age. And I mean by that is not many people know how powerful his research was. It's like, it's escaped them, right? They were probably born in the 90s and they don't go back and look at the 80s.
Oh, right.
I just did a 50-year research on real estate prices and income, which I'm sure you've seen. Folks, if you don't pay attention to the 70s, specifically the late 70s.
Yep.
This next couple of years might catch you by surprise. So I think you need to pay attention to what Bill's going to bring, not to mention stuff I haven't heard of. I don't even know what a deferred sales trust is.
I had no idea. I won't give it away, but I was blown away. I mean, essentially it's a better 1031 exchange. It's way better.
Yeah. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So
yeah, and then the ability, you're gonna have a Wall Street guy talking about evaluating deals and things.
My buddy, who I recently connected with, his name's Mitch Flax, CEO of a different company, but he was one of the guys in his 30s and 20s who went out there and recruited billions of dollars for these hedge funds. I mean, billions, right? So he's connected to some really big players, and now he's like, well, why do that for these people and make 1%? I can go out and do it for myself. So he brings that Wall Street framework, and it's just a different level, because for him, if he says the wrong thing, he goes to prison.
Yeah.
Right? So he has a different framework that when we do this, we have a podcast called Deal Hunter where we do due diligence live. And the way he brings it is it's fascinating, because us as real estate are about pro formas, kind of market viability, way different. He's about my fiduciary responsibility. I got to make sure that I'm covering all my bases. I mean, he does these background checks on people that I don't know how he has access to it, but he will find out if you've committed any sort of fraud. Yeah. You're definitely on the hit list.
I like it. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Again, we're looking at reiconference.com. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete my entire description and make that the only link. So they click on that, they can see who's speaking, lock in the date. I'm assuming there's a registration on that page. Yep. Just name and email. And
yeah, we're going to put out more details here in the next 2-3 weeks. Who's speaking when, how to get the free stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a great event. And my marketing guy said I should be charging for it. By the way, I actually talked to Grant Cardone too, because I was like, hey, do you want to be the headliner? And he was like, well, 70 grand for half an hour. I was like, dude, you're crazy.
Yeah. Well,
no.
70 grand for half an hour. That's 140 grand an hour. That's a hell of a,
he's doing all right. Yeah.
He's doing all right. 140 grand an hour.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it takes to be a billionaire these days.
Yeah,
so very cool. I'm not charging you anything. I love to help people. So
awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And I have not built the presentation yet, folks. So if you want to give me any thoughts or questions or topics that you think would fall under, what was it? How to retire or how to build a portfolio while working a full-time job.
Yep.
Let me know. Leave comments below. Help me build the presentation. This is
awesome.
September 25th. I will probably start crafting it around September 8th. So please leave questions below. Register again at reiconference.com. And again, I'm going to be sending Tom 50 books and he can choose how he uses those. So cool. Any other closing thoughts?
That's it. Can't wait to see you all there.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much, folks. Register below. Again, remember, I think he said it was the first 50 get a book. So let's see what happens. Thanks, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.